bungalow. So, elephant rampage. Featured here, elephant not rampaging. So, as usual, it's been a long time since the last video, blah blah blah. I say this every single time, nothing new. I would like to point out that I'm reminded of a scene in one of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books. I forget which one it is. It might be the second one. Where they go to meet the man who runs the universe. And it's just like this weird old man in a cabin that lives with this cat that's named My Lord for some reason. And like the deal with this guy is okay, what is this? Okay, I'll talk about it in a minute.
I don't know, Bentley. That door looks pretty heavy. Maybe I can crawl in that hole under the steps and find an alternate route.
Well, I definitely did find that hole at some point off screen, so alright. But anyway, basically this guy's deal is he doesn't take anything for granted, including things that he already knows. So, like, every morning he, like, is surprised that he's alive, and like he has to relearn everything, and it's like he good. Okay, let me finish my train of thought. He has to, like, learn that a pencil can make a mark on a paper and stuff like that, and that's how I feel every time I play this game, because I have to, like, relearn the controls.
Job well done, Sly. Now comes the hard part. I need you to snatch the headdress jewels worn by both elephants. The jewels are firmly embedded, so keep whacking at them with your cane to knock one loose.
Sounds about right.
The rooftops to get to one of the elephants' backs, but it should
get up on the Hydra's back, Yug. 6. Oh, I guess because there's 2 of them and they each have 3 crystals. So anyway, I'd also like to point out that there's like this stupid myth that elephants are afraid of mice. It's kind of like the whole bulls get angry at red thing. But this one actually does have some basis in reality, because apparently they freak out when there's things around their feet that they can't see. And so mice can actually cause that problem. They can, like, stamp around it and get nervous and stuff. At least that's what I've heard. I'm not an elephant expert, so the only elephant that I'm an expert on is Royal Blue Peanut. And even then I'm not an expert on it because I've never had one. I just know what it's supposed to look like. But anyway, I asked for random suggestions for rambling topics, and one of them was you should talk about Bargo and Grandpappy's houses, to which I said no, because I don't know what that meant. But the other intentionally stupid suggestion was I should talk about the different types of salt shakers. And there is no reason for me to actually talk about this, but I will at least get like a couple minutes of material out of this one. So the other day, we went to Chili's. They had a weird-looking salt shaker. It was weird-looking. No, I don't know. There's, like, this new design that they have that there's, like, this flip-open top on it, and it looks weird. That's all I can say about it. But, although this one is breaking the rules slightly, because it's not a salt shaker, the pepper shakers at the Old Country Buffet that I used to go to all the time when I was a kid were really shitty, because the people who worked there apparently, like, overstuffed these things way too freaking much. Like, I'm pretty sure they just had, like, this giant box of pepper or something, and they would, like, submerge the shaker inside it and then put the lid on while it was still inside. I'm having a really hard time catching up with these things. And so, like, basically they were so full that you would have to shake them for like 5 minutes to get any amount of pepper out of it. So, good stuff all around. I bet that's going to be the thumbnail. Oh good, I have to get back on it. This is going to be really annoying. But yeah, that's all I have to say on those, really, other than this one time where there was like a bunch of pepper mixed into the salt shaker. That was pretty good. But, also on the subject of salt shakers, when I was visiting my girlfriend back in 2010, she had, or like her family had a like set of salt and pepper shakers that looked. Oh shit. It's annoying. But yeah, they had the salt and pepper shakers that were shaped like space shuttles, because like her dad worked for, like, I don't know if it was directly for NASA, but it was like something with the space program, because they were in Houston, and so they had just kind of like random memorabilia like that. So those were kind of cool. I think I still have them somewhere, except for one of them like got broken slightly because the kids were assholes and knocked them down at one point. I don't remember. But then there's also the random Dachshund, is that how you pronounce it? Like the wiener dog salt and pepper shakers that we have with magnetic noses, so they stick together. And Martin has those, and one of them got its foot broken off by Bubsy the other day when he was climbing up on stuff that he should not be. And that's about all I can say on the salt shaker subject, surprisingly. So the other one that might be slightly more worthwhile of a conversation subject was the question. It was basically just like, how did you learn about emulators? And I think I've probably told this story before, but I don't remember, and if I have, it's been a long time. So I learned about them from some people at my school when I was in like junior high, I think it was. I know there was this one guy that I wasn't like close friends with, but I didn't like hate the guy or anything. We were just kind of like whatever. But he was a fellow trombone player in the band, so we at least knew each other through that. And I remember him talking about Chrono Trigger quite a bit, and apparently he had been playing through that on emulator, and I just remember basically being annoyed by this because I was this like self-righteous asshole who was playing the whole like it's illegal to play games that you haven't paid for. Like I was basically just being a douche, but maybe not a douche so much as like a goody two-shoes, I guess. And so for like the longest time, I knew that they existed, but I refused to ever use them. And this was back in very early 2000s, where like N64 emulation existed and worked reasonably well, but not really anything more recent than that. Well, I guess GBA was also around, but it's like most of the games that I wanted to play, I already had anyway. There were only a couple that I had never really had a chance to try out, and I figured, like, whatever, I'm not gonna resort to stealing to play these. But it was like that for a while, and then one day on... Oh yeah, and also, I forgot to mention, there's this stupid, like, misconception that, like, if you own the game, it's okay to download a ROM, or, like, you can have it for 24 hours, but then after that, you, like, have to delete it. It's some stupid thing like that. I'm pretty sure that's complete bullshit. It was just this random thing that was always spread around on forums and stuff. Or something like, ROMs are legal, but downloading them isn't. Like, you can rip your own... I don't know, but... Point is, I stayed away from the entire thing for quite a while. And then, I just remember, when I heard about Zelda Classic for the first time, I was worried that it was emulation, but then I was told, like, basically, they recreated the game from scratch, it's not technically the same thing. So I'm like, okay, so I tried that out. Obviously, we know how that went. And then, at one point, somebody linked to a Mario 3 speedrun on GameFAQs, and this was before YouTube, or really any major video sharing websites. So, let me see where this is going first before I continue.
That's it! With these jewels, I can make an ultra-hard radial saw for the heist.
Okay. That was pretty much what I expected him to say. So yeah, they linked to the speedrun, which basically required you to download several files, and then you could play it back. And it was just like this, it was basically just a task of like all levels beaten, whatever. And I thought it was really cool, but I was wondering why you had to download all this stuff and what all this stuff was. And then after a bit of like messing around with it, I realized, oh, this is actually an NES emulator and a copy of the game, and like the task instructions to like play back the game with these controls. So I actually did download the game, and I was like, oh no, oh my god, I actually broke my rules now, what am I gonna do? And then I just kind of got over it. And I think the first thing that I downloaded after that point that I had gotten over it was Mario 64, just because I couldn't find my copy of the game, and I wanted to play it again. And that was my first playthrough where I attempted to get every coin. And I succeeded, from what I remember. I know the bully at the top of the volcano in Lethal Lava Land was a piece of shit. But I just remember playing a lot of that, and then I would talk to this other friend of mine at school about it, and then he's like, I'm surprised you aren't using save states. And I'm just like, what are those? And then I found out about save states, and ever since then I have never played a game legit again. But no, that was pretty much the whole story. Also, that was really good there. I like how that went. I do have, like, oh, that's the start menu. Trigger bomb, size, okay. Let me put this on R2, and what does the trigger bomb do? Throwable bomb, remote. Okay. I'll try these out. I don't remember if I've already tried them. But, I know another early game that I had downloaded was Super Metroid, because I had never played that one. I didn't get into the Metroid series until Prime came out. And I just remember being confused by the part near the beginning where you have to shoot downwards to get to where the first missile expansion is, because you can't shoot downwards in Metroid 1, so for some reason the thought of doing that didn't occur to me. So I actually got stuck there for a while. I know I downloaded Zero Mission because I lost my copy of that game also, and that was during my, like, I had played everything, I had basically gotten up to right before going to Turin, and then I never saw anything past that until I got the ROM for it. And so the cutscene of, like, the Metroids feeding on the space pirate, like when you go into Turin for the first time, like I saw that for the first time on the emulator, and so for some reason I always think of that cutscene as like not fitting in with the rest of the game properly. Oh, what the hell did I just do? That was not the smartest of ideas. How do I shoot with this thing? Do I have to go into first person with it? Looks like I did shrink that one guy. I need to, like, remember how to control Bentley. And not get killed by everybody in the world here, preferably. But, on a bit of a tangent, what I just described about that Metroid cutscene is also how I feel about a certain scene in Mario RPG. Good. When you go to Rose Way for the first time, there's like this bit where you basically see Bowser talking to his troops, and then they like march onwards, or like I don't know what, like basically it's just he's like motivating the troops to go find the princess or whatever. And that scene always seems out of place to me, because when I played the game for the first time, I think I had gotten up... well, the first time I played it, I never got past Krocko, because I didn't know how to beat him, but after that I, like, played at least up through beating Mac and going through, like, the sewers and stuff, and then I think I had stopped playing. And then I had played on a copy of the game that was either right before Bowyer, or I think it might have been after Bowyer. It was somewhere like that. And so, basically that section of the game, just from Rose Way up through Forest Maze, was always like the lost section, because I had kind of like skipped over that part the first time going through the game. So, I don't know. But I'm playing like complete trash, and I need to not play like complete trash, so I'm trying to figure out how to fricking use this gun. That would be nice. I don't know if I can, like... R1 is fire dart. I'm assuming when in first person. Drop bomb, swing gun. There we go. Okay. And I have bombs on triangle, and I have other bombs on other buttons, and I got caught by the elephant because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. So, I really need to just not be caught by the fucking guards constantly. Would be nice. Because I'm gonna lose a... like, I'm gonna die again here. And then I'd like to get through this section, like, stealthily, so I don't have to constantly die from these assholes. I don't know of a better way to fight these. It's too much effort to, like, shoot them, because you have to go into first person, and I hate that. Okay, so let me figure out where I'm actually trying to go, and try to get there without failing massively. But anyway, that's about all I've got. I'll be here all week. No, just, like, I don't know. I never have very many interesting stories. I will mention that my work schedule has been changing. I don't remember if I talked about my new Sunday schedule already, but it's definitely a thing. Instead of having me close every single night, they're now having me close almost every single night, and on Sundays, I come in at 12 and stay until 8, which is just about the worst shift you can have, because that means I have to prepare basically all the dough for the day, despite not getting there at opening time. Fuck off. So it's like, there's nobody there before me, despite the store opening at 9. And so, like, if I did get there at 9, I'd be able to prepare a lot of dough during those hours when there's, like, almost no orders coming in, and it would work out quite well. But instead, I come in at noon when it's already kind of too late for that, and I don't get any help until, like, 5, and by then it's already super busy, and it just kind of sucks. And I freaking hate this. Jesus. This is freaking awful. And I know it's because I'm playing like shit. Like, I'm not going to even begin to claim that it's the game's fault. But, I guess all I can really do is try to shoot the guards from far away. I mean, that would make sense. And then can I... No, but... And I just blew myself up like a dipshit. So I don't want to actually attack them. I just want to use the gun and then run away. Good to know. So let's die again, basically. Figure out where I'm going, because I have no idea. Yeah. Let's see if I can get another heart or something, please. No. Please. Shit. No. If I actually make it this time, I'm gonna be astonished. But no, I thought I was away from them. I was not. Okay. What is this? There. That still did not help. This is why I don't play stealth games. I so do not have the patience for it. Like, it doesn't help that I am playing on keyboard and never remember what any of the controls are, but that's not the reason. The reason is because I'm freaking impatient and just don't want to take the time to, like, do it properly. Okay, where's the thing at? There we go. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Something about root beer, right? Just the work schedule. It doesn't, whatever. Work schedule doesn't matter. But where I was going with this is, starting this week, they're actually changing it again, and it might actually work out in my favor this time. I still go in at 5 and stay until closing time at 11 on Wednesday and Thursday, but then Friday I have the shitty 12 to 8 shift, or like 2 to 10 or something like that. I don't remember what it is exactly. But that's on a day when there's actually an opening cook, so I'd basically just be helping her and not doing everything on my own, which is very nice. And I don't have to stay until the end of the day, so basically win-win. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I'm supposed to be the opening cook, so I come in at 9 and I stay until 5. And that I can live with, because I've basically come to learn that I don't mind making a shit ton of dough, like stretching, saucing, cheesing, etc. Like, I'd rather do that than have to make orders, because I kind of work on my own clock. I don't have to be like, oh, 15 people suddenly want pizza, and I have to make all these, I have to, like, put on exactly what they want, and blah, blah, blah. I can just kind of stretch a bunch of dough, and when I feel like I have enough, I can be done.
Bentley, what's your status?
I'm in position with the RC Chopper. All systems are go to neutralize their surface-to-air defenses. We're going to need free reign of the sky during the heist.
Well, be careful. Chopper parts aren't cheap.
Hostile has been sighted.
Hey, Bentley, use the left analog stick to steer the chopper and hit the X button to drop bombs. If you lose track of the Jeep, I'll project a holographic targeting arrow. Follow it back into the action.
Holographic targeting arrow, huh? This is very unusual. I don't know if I'm on any kind of timer with this. Ooh, that did dick for damage. So how many bombs is this going to take? 9,000? I know I have to lead it, but it's slightly difficult. I don't think I have the ability to stop this thing from moving.
Missiles. Turn hard to dodge them.
Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, maybe it...
Avionic package. I'm going to cry.
What did he say? So, basically, this is just one of those, if something's worth doing once, it's worth doing 500 times sections, which are, of course, my favorite parts of any game. I feel like the health bar on this thing could stand to be not as massive as it is. Because it is not that easy to hit. Or, as usual, I just suck at the game. That's also a possibility. But, oh, good. I'm trying. God. This is such a shit show. Which is funny, because shit show was a random, like, one-time character in BoJack Horseman who was a turtle. Bentley's a turtle. At least I think shit show is a turtle. I don't actually remember. Come on. The problem is the missiles that come out of nowhere. Like, I'll just be going in a direction and suddenly... Yep. Ooh. Okay, I thought that was my last hit. Got it. And we fucking killed that guy inside. I mean, not that I don't just kill a bunch of people anyway, but... Okay. I think here's where it all comes together.
Okay, synchronize your watches. This heist is going to take extreme precision. Here's the plan. I'll start things off by demolishing the palace's main bridge. That should cut off reinforcements from the guest house and hopefully distract the ballroom guards standing watch over the clockwork wings. Sly will then take Carmelita up on her offer for a dance, and while the crowd is transfixed by their tango, Murray will lower into the ballroom on the electronic winch. Once down, he'll cut the wings free and then winch back up for an exit. Murray should then make his way out of the palace. I'll cover his exit with the RC chopper. Once he's past the
boy, more chopper.
We're home free.
I can't see any way that this will go wrong. Okay, I guess I started Sly. I don't know who I'm starting with, actually. Murray? Where's my mission list? Okay, maybe that's Bentley, actually. Yeah, it looks like Bentley. Oh boy, my favorite. That's right, he did say, "I'll bomb the bridge." When he said that, I assumed that that was going to happen in, like, a cutscene. I don't know why I thought that, necessarily, but... Okay, at least I've learned... Oh, I've got seen... That was it, just got seen. Got by a snack, and therefore everybody in the world has shown up to cause problems. Just like basically with Bentley, if you get caught, you're just dead. Like there's no point in trying to fight back. I'm just waiting to die at this point. Like I can't do anything about this. He doesn't do enough damage with swinging the thing. There's no way to like run away and shoot them that works well. I never remember what button does this, but I guess I remember now. What button is that thing? There we go. I know, we'll blow up the elephant. Can I blow up the elephant? I'm guessing I probably can't. Nope, elephant don't give shit. Alright. Oh, come on. Why did he not fall asleep? Alright. Is this the bridge over here? Oh, okay. Now let's just make you small. That'll help, apparently. He's not exactly the most nimble character, so getting up on the rooftops and stuff doesn't always work out that well for me. Yeah, pretty much. Also, I just pressed tab. That was a mistake. I think it's running at normal speed right now. Because from what I remember, it was a toggle. I just kind of have to hope that I didn't mess it up now. No. Okay, let's try this again. Except he's too far away, so never mind. Does this path work out well in my favor? No, there's like a light, yeah. You there. See, that's what's supposed to happen when I shoot you. You're not supposed to just get slightly annoyed and come after me anyway. Ah, fuck. Oh, really? That guy actually not see me? Nope. Okay. Shit. Okay, he doesn't actually know where I am now. All I want to do is touch the icon. That's all that matters.
Okay, Bentley. Marie and I are moving into position. You still think you could demolish something that large?
It doesn't take an engineer to figure out how to blow up a bridge. I'll start by placing
Awkward
charges
pause.
on all of the lower cleats. Once
Awkward
the structure
pause.
destabilizes, those retainer rings on the upper cleats should pop right off. That should enable me to bomb all of the upper cleats, which will bring it all crashing down.
Just watch your head when that thing gets unstable. We need that brain of yours in one piece.
Okay. So, will I be harassed while doing this? That is the question.
I need to bomb all of the lower cleats before I can take out any of the ones up here.
But that's where the target was. Okay, whatever. Are these the lower cleats? I thought
One,
that too!
the bridge is starting to crumble. Well, watch out for falling stones.
Uh-oh. The truck have started to move. I think I say this practically every video, but I will give this game one thing. While it is frustrating at times, I do like the varied gameplay.
That's it for the lower section. Now for the main support beams.
Alright. Am I gonna fall off and die? Because I'm thinking I'm probably gonna fall off and die. This seems like a bad idea. Alright, oh shit. Really? I frickin' had it, and then I ruined it anyway. Wow. Okay, do we get to do the whole thing again? Surprisingly no. Only the top part. Am I missing some of these? It looks like the counter's not actually going up. Yeah, I think I'm not doing it right. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Three more to go.
How am I missing some of these? Is it because they're like off screen when they're exploding?
One more cleat and this bridge is going down.
There we go.
Okay, Sly, the bridge is down. the van and get ready with the RC chopper. Good luck.
Yeah, more chopper, yeah. Yay.
The bridge is destroyed. Take all the manpower you need and look into it.
Murray, you in position?
There was supposed to be a comma there.
It looks like
0 out of 10.
distraction did the trick. Initiate phase 2. I'll take care of Carmelita and the crowd. You handle the heavy lifting.
So, more dancing?
Miss Fox, I believe you owe me a dance.
About time. I thought you had left.
Just waiting for the perfect moment.
Yep, basically just more of the same. I got a surprising number of comments on the, like, my questions on, like, the time signature of music and that kind of crap. Like, I pretty much understood that it was mostly just for, like, ease of reading. I guess my main question was just, like, if you could write music in the wrong signature and, like, have it still work, which I still don't know for sure if you can. I think you can. It would just be weird.
Are you in law enforcement?
I often deal with police while on the job.
So anyway, not sure how long this is going to go on, but despite these being as simplistic as they are, me talking over them is actually making it harder to remember. So I should probably, like, pay a little bit of attention. Could be worse. It could be the, like, song they have to play for the frogs in Ocarina of Time. And we continue. Brown, left, left, brown, and yes, I did say left for the right button. Everything either has to be brown, left, bricks, or, like, dead cats. Or hoodoos. Usually hoodoos. Yeah. Cake. Cake. I do wonder, like, how many... like, what happens if you mess these up? Was that the end of the song? I was actually gonna, like, save state and test what it was, but...
Why ruin the moment?
Huh? I don't understand.
The wings! What happened to the clockwork wings?
What? How? Who could have... What? Cooper!
Very, very intelligent. Please say we use these to fly over the city.
Murray, I'll cover your escape with the RC chopper. Let me worry about the guards. You just keep moving.
Don't you worry about the guards, let me worry about blank. So let me just bomb Murray, basically. I think that'll, work fairly well.
Things are heavy.
Yeah, basically, bombing Murray. Also, I can barely see him. I know that if I get far enough away, there's an arrow that tells me where he is, but, like... Did I point out that you can't stop this thing? It has to constantly be moving. I think I did, but if it's not evident, then yes, that is the case. I'd love to know what kind of vantage point Bentley has where he can actually see what he's doing with this thing and getting, like, such good control with it. Because this seems like, as hard as it is with the bird's eye view, I imagine not having this particular camera angle would make it even worse. I am thankful that he's, like, invincible, though. That would be really shitty if I could damage him with the bombs. They just blow up this statue for good measure. Punch the keys, for God's sake. Yeah.
After the gang and I got away,
That is very loud.
Wings, Carmelita blew her cover and started making arrests left and right. With his reputation in shambles, Rajan was forced to flee from his own party. He's now in hiding, somewhere deep in the jungle.
No
The
boss
gang and I
fight?
took a break and headed for Bollywood. It took some doing, but we eventually snuck Murray onto the set of a full-blown Indian musical.
Oh.
I was happy the guys got to unwind, but Rajan was still out there. And somehow, I knew things were about to get tough.
I assumed there would be a boss fight, and then I would end the video here. I guess he is still the villain of episode 3 then, okay. Either way, I think I'm still going to be done here, but I'll watch, like, the opening if there is one. Yeah, he sure is still the boss, okay. Well, let's see what episode 3 is. We're still in India. Actually, let me go back. Is it 100%? Yeah.
It took some detective work, but the gang and I managed to track down where Rajan had gone into hiding. Somehow, he managed to transform a long-forgotten temple into the thriving center of his spice operation.
You know, somehow.
We'll find him. The jungle, too thick to drive through, forced us to walk a long distance to our target. We ran into a few problems along the way, but pushed on. For the temple was more than just Rajan's hideout. It was also
A giant robot.
Heart.
Alright, what's the heart being used for? We had a printing press
So strong
and just...
tireless, it could increase spice production tenfold. Good for Rajan, but awful for the rest of the world.
Alright.
Hope he's
Can't
not
make
counting
more
on that heart
spices,
too much,
that'll...
because tonight,
Who knows what
comes
that'll
home
do.
with me.
Okay. Well, does this also have 30 bottles? I guess this is a whole, like, a totally new level. Oh, also I sold a bunch of loot off screen. Roll through the level silently. That sounds useful. That one sounds a little bit less useful, and yet is more money. And that one would have helped a lot in the last level. So, let's at least buy those two. Yeah, I can't buy that one yet. Alright, let me take a very brief look at the level. It sure is a jungle. I was gonna say a swamp. It looks like a swamp, but it's obviously a jungle. Like I said, other than the fact that it's the same, like, main bad guy here, it should just be its own whole unique level with no connections to the last one, so I assume it's got the 30 bottles and all that crap, but I'm just kind of seeing, like, how involved this place is. Yep, 30 bottles. Okay, well, I don't really want to start any of this yet, so I guess we'll call it here, and because the next video is most likely going to be a bunch of wandering and finding bottles and not much progress, feel free to leave your stupid questions. As I proved with my salt shaker rant earlier, there's not many things that I won't have at least something to talk about. Whether it's interesting or not is another matter entirely, but I can at least attempt. But until then, just never forget the Alamo.